Guten Tag, Tessa. As I told you on Tuesday, I'm not going to be here today, so Mr. Percelli is going to help you get started with the next chapter. So we are going to start with this next chapter, second half of this chapter. We're going to start with the vocabulary in this half of the chapter. So listen and repeat as the words come up and try to remember the word. Try to also remember the der, die, or das. So hört zu und wiederholt. Listen and repeat. Der Fotoapparat. Der Fußball. Die Flasche. Die Uhr. Das Fahrrad. Der Tennisball. Das Auto. Die Stifte. Das Glas. Die Schere. Okay, a couple of things to note are that der Fußball and der Tennisball are both der words. Anything that ends in the word ball will always be a der word. So it's der Fußball, der Volleyball, der Tennisball, der Baseball. Anything that ends with the word ball will always be der. Also, for this chapter, this is not true of everything, but for this chapter, the methods of transportation, das Fahrrad, das Auto, are both das words. Die Stifte is just an abbreviation for die Bleistifte. So you can say die Stifte, you can say die Bleistifte. You can say der Bleistift, or you can say der Stift. So Stift is an abbreviation for Bleistift. You can use either one. So that's really what they're showing you here. Okay, say them with me say them after me one more time. Der Fotoapparat. Der Fußball. Die Flasche. Die Uhr. Das Fahrrad. Der Tennisball. Das Auto. Die Stifte. Das Glas. Die Schere. Okay, now I'm going to show you some pictures of them and see if you can say them. If you would like to look in your book, all of these words are on Seite 14, page 14. So if you want to look there now, turn to your book to Seite 14. It has the singular word with its der, die, and das, and it has the plural word, so you know what the plural is, because we will be working with those too. And then, of course, on the right side, it has the English translation. So see if you can name these. Just say them out loud. As soon as you see the picture and you know what it is, only say it in German. If you only know it in English, don't say anything and look it up on page 14. Was ist das? Hopefully you said der Fotoapparat. You're going to see the plural because we're going to use this to practice the plurals, but we won't worry about it for now. What's that? Der Fußball. Die Fußballer. Was ist das? Das ist die Flasche. Die Flaschen. Was ist das? Die Uhr. Die Uhr can also be a watch, like on your wrist. It's either a clock or a watch. The plural is die Uhren. Was ist das? Das Fahrrad. The plural is die Fahrräder. Notice that one's a little more different. You have to do more stuff to it. Was ist das? Ja, der Tennisball. Now notice that for Fußball, that can refer to the ball that's played with or the sport. But tennis is not so. Tennis is the sport and tennis ball is the greenish yellow ball that you play with. If you say tennis ball, you're talking specifically about the ball, not the sport. The plural is die Tennisbälle. Was ist das? Das Auto. Ja, die Autos. Was sind das? Das sind die Stifte. That is the plural. Remember, the singular is der Stift. Was ist das? Das ist das Glas. The plural is die Gläser. Was ist das? Das ist die Schere. The plural is die Scheren. This is an interesting word. In English, we say the scissors. We don't know how many scissors there are. But in German, it's very specific. Die Schere is one pair of scissors. Die Scheren is more than one pair of scissors. Das sind die Schuhe. Sorry, die Schuhe, we learned. Now I'm going to show you der Schuh is one shoe. We talked about it just a little bit in some of the classes. So der Schuh is one shoe. Die Schuhen is multiple shoes. You can put something in front of it. Die Sportschuhe for the sports shoes, the tennis shoes. But just a shoe is der Schuh. Okay. Now you are going to make flashcards or tear sheets. You're going to get a paper that looks just like this, except there's no words on it. You are going to tear the pictures apart or cut them apart. And if you have time, you're going to write the vocabulary words on the back. When you're finished, you're going to practice with a partner until it's time to play the game. And when it's time to play the game, you're going to try to find the word or the picture. Sorry, you're going to try to find the picture before the person you're going against does. Okay, so right now I want you to cut these all apart or tear them, then write the meanings on the back. And when everybody's ready, Mr. Percelli will start this again and we will play the slap game. So I will see you in just a moment. Okay, you should have had time to get yours cut out. You should have a partner or a group of 3. So if you haven't done that, Mr. Percelli will stop this. You'll find a group and you're going to spread the cards out in front of you so you can see all of the pictures. You should have anywhere from 2 to at the most 4 people working together. So right now, you should either be ready or you should be pausing this to get ready. Okay, I assume you now have all the cards spread out in front of you. I am going to say one card at a time, and you are going to slap that before anybody else. Remember the rules. You put your hand up when I say the next one is. Use one hand to slap it. You slap it with your palm so that you cover all of it. If there's a fight over it, you got 2 choices. Either nobody gets it and you put it back in, give it to the person it belongs to and just set it aside. Or you can do rock, paper, scissors to see who wins one time. So the first person to win gets it. There's no 2 out of 3. Okay, so I'm about to say the words. Afterwards, I'll show it. It's kind of little, so hopefully you'll know what it is. Okay, so here we go. The first one is die Schere. Die Schere. Hopefully you chose this one. If you were the first one to choose this one, put it in a winner's pile so that you know that you won it. The next one is der Fotoapparat. Der Fotoapparat. Hopefully you slapped this one. And also, you should be able to see them on this screen. The next one is der Fußball. Der Fußball. This is der Fußball. The next one is das Fahrrad. Das Fahrrad. This is das Fahrrad. The next one is die Flasche. Die Flasche. That, of course, is die Flasche. Die Flasche. So either you got to be fast doing rock, paper, scissors, or Mr. Percelli will have to pause it. The next one is die Stifte. Die Stifte. And this, of course, is die Stifte. Die Stifte. Die nächste ist die Uhr. Die Uhr. Das ist die Uhr. Die Uhr. Die nächste ist der Tennisball. Der Tennisball. Das ist der Tennisball. So now you should have 2 left. And they might be kind of tricky to tell apart, so make sure you listen for the main part of the word. Die nächste ist das Glas. Das Glas. So this, of course, is das Glas. And the last one you have is das Auto, but that one doesn't count. So the last one you slap, if you slapped this one, it does not count because there's only one. That's silly. Okay, so now you need to count up who got the most, and you need to write it down on a piece of paper and give it to Mr. Procelli. And then I will give you prizes when I come back. Okay, now you're going to get this worksheet from Mr. Procelli. This is on the vocabulary that we just did. But notice it's got the singulars and the plurals. So where are you going to turn to find the vocabulary for the plurals? That's right. Hopefully you know you're going to turn to page 14, 14, and that's where you find this vocabulary and the plurals. So basically it's just a crossword. Read the clue, go to down or across, fill in the right word or words. But look at the directions. I don't know if this will zoom. Oh, yes. Okay. So the directions tell you to use your Chapter 3 vocabulary sheet. That means page 14 in your book, to fill in the German words for the English clues. Now, look at what's in bold. It's very important. Remember to write AE for A umlaut. Umlauts are not used in German crossword puzzles, but you have to indicate that it's different than an A. So you simply put the letter E after it. So AE equals umlaut. So don't forget, wherever there's an A umlaut, you have to write AE in the puzzle or it won't fit. And don't forget, some of the words are plurals. You do not need to use the words der, die, or das, just the main part of the word. Now, there's also a back. You have to zoom down. There's also a back to this. It's a word search. So it says using your Chapter 3 vocabulary sheets, which means use page 14. Write the English meaning next to each vocabulary word. So notice that is the first direction. That is the first thing you should do. Write the English word next to the German word. Tell me what it means. Then the second part is you find the German word, the typed word in the word search above. So first you write them in English, then you try to find them in German. Don't find them in German first and then write them in English. Write them in English first, then find them in German. Now notice there are umlauts in this puzzle, so they won't be spelled AE, they'll be spelled with an umlaut, so that's kind of a hint too. If anything has an umlaut, it's easy to look for in the puzzle. So try to finish it. Whatever you get finished in class, you're going to turn in. If I want you to finish more, I will give it back to you on Monday when we're both back. Okay, so work hard, and I'll see you later. Tschüss.